answers to questions which they might have, inspirations that they might need to come to the next level, or simple solutions for the various problems that have arisen in the mind, first in the mind and then outside in the world. I really wish all of you that you can become receivers during this festival of Kripa, of mercy. I wish that you will encounter the Lord who is not silent, but the Lord who talks to you from within the heart or from the altar, no? Where he stands. I wish that your journey is really rewarded 1,000,000 times over. And I told one devotee, one very nice devotee today, that I certainly cannot give you all the answers, all the solutions, but I'm very, very, very convinced and confident that all this and much, much more can come from Lord Nityananda, who is, so to say, the most merciful form of God, as we will see later. So yes, welcome all of you, and I hope that this festival will give you some deep inspiration, some deep gifts, so that you can obtain what you have come for. Good. We have many, many surprises, many things, and we are just, I think it's the parents who know more than any one of us. What I want to express is that all this is known in the spiritual dimensions where the plans are made, and then we will see. Good. So let us just have a brief kirtan and then Jai Jai Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari. Madhava Kunya Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yasodhanandana Raja Janaranjana. Yasodhanandana Raja Janaranjana. Yasodhanandana Raja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Panachari Neya Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari Deya Radha Madhava Kunya Vihari Nityananda 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 Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Lord Nityananda Rama ki Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I will say at the beginning of the class, it is not possible for me to speak the baby language. So those who have babies, please be forgiving to me. It might come when I'm an old man. I hear when you get older, before you meet your death, you more and more take down all the functions that you have learned, all the intellect, all the roles, and you again become like a little child. I saw this with my mother on her deathbed. That is natural. We start as children and we end as children, and in the middle we think we are very important. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. This gathering which we have here is a very exalted gathering, exalted in this sense that all your goals are very high. They are beyond the normal goals of a person of this world. Your definition of success in life is different. Your values are in many cases different. And although you may not have all attained what you desire to attain, you are on the right path. And according to Krishna, statement to Arjuna, Apichet Sudaracharo, you are actually saintly. Yes. So I feel greatly honored to sit in such an assembly. It is not a public lecture which I give, but I will speak to those brothers, sisters, people who think alike in many, many ways. Unfortunately, there is also the tyranny of the small difference. It's a tyranny which makes devotees turn against each other. It's a small thing, small. They chant the same mantra. They're vegetarians. Well, the big things, they believe that there's a life after this. So the big things are clear, and the small things will follow. There are two theories of spiritual advancement which I want to share with you. Don't worry, it won't be very abstract. The first theory is I must act, and the second theory is I must receive. Whereas the first is a little bit more based on my active efforts and the success and failures which I make. The second path is more based on Krishna and what he does. Let me make it very easy by giving you a little further information. Those who think they must act and by their own activities they will be successful, they might give an example like this one. Our thoughts and theories and concepts are only valuable when we act upon them. No? Walk your talk. No. We cannot just think or talk about Krishna consciousness. We have to act upon it. And they might give an example. If you have a chest, do you know what a chest is? A Schrank. Do you know what a Schrank is? A cupboard, you know, something which you have at home where you put your clothes in a hanger. Yeah. If you have a chest full of clothing and leave the cloth for a long time in this chest, eventually after some time your clothing will rot. You must take them out of the chest. So the same holds true with your thoughts. If you just keep your thoughts about spiritual life and never act upon them, if you don't carry them out of your head into physical action, your thoughts will spoil and turn bad. This is the first theory. You are only on the spiritual path if you are able to translate your intentions, your thoughts, your will into activity. How does this sound for you? it sounds, yeah. Some truth is there. No? Nitya Gopal can see he is. The second is, I must receive mercy of Krishna. The only doer really is Krishna. The one who wills, with a strong will, is in actuality the willed one. Because no one of us is the cause of all causes. Krishna is the cause of all causes. For those who believe in this more, it also sounds all right, no? Sounds good. They might quote a verse like this one, which I will sing for you. Machita sarvadurgani mat prasadat tarishyati. Prasadat? Mercy, no? Atachetvam ahankaran nashosyasi vinangshasi. This is from the 58th verse of the 18th chapter of the Gita. If you, Nitya Gopal or Kishori, if you become conscious of me, says Krishna, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by your endeavors. Sorry, I was in the first theory. I have to read it again. Is this interesting for you? Are you listening? Yes. Yeah, I can also feel you're concentrating. So I made a mistake. I said you will cross the obstacles of conditioned life by your efforts. This is not in the text. Krishna doesn't say this. I was for a moment sleepy. So let me read it for you as it is stated in the Gita. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness, Krishna is the doer, he will do everything, but act through your false ego, that I'm the doer, not hearing me, you will be lost. Oops, that's a strong case for I must receive mercy, as opposed to I must act, everything is dependent on me. The answer, like all answers, is somewhere in the middle. We all have heard in the month of Kartik multiple lectures about the Damodar Leela, and all the lectures, without exception, will always illustrate one point. Mother Yashoda made an endeavor to catch Krishna and bind him with a rope, but that was not enough. Only when Krishna decided, let me be bound, did Mother Yashoda's rope, it was long enough. Before that, it was always 2 fingers too short. These 2 fingers bring out these 2 things. No? One is I must act, and the other is I must receive. Both was necessary, the action and the dependence on Krishna's grace, who ultimately decided, yes, let me be bound. So, but in this Nityananda appearance day, the day of the most merciful incarnation of the Lord, who gave prema even to fallen people, very fallen people, we will concentrate more on the second, that is, try to receive his mercy. There is one book, I didn't know that there is, it's called Narayan Dhyatma. It means the book which teaches us how to meditate about God or Narayan. And in this book you will find this verse: the Lord who is eternal and invisible can be seen only by His own Shakti. Otherwise, how can one see that Lord of the highest bliss? So only if the Lord gives His Shakti, His energy, is it possible to see Him. Otherwise, on one's own strength, how is it possible to see the Lord of the highest bliss? No? Yes. So as I introduced to you, both concepts are necessary. By your efforts, you show the Lord that you really want His mercy, but ultimately His kripa is the deciding factor if you will move on. Krishna is known to give His mercy in 6 ways. Like a parent, and in other ways. His parental mercy is called Vatsalya Kripa, and it was experienced in full by little Prahlad Maharaj. You know, Prahlad's own father turned against him. He wanted to torture his son and kill him eventually. And that's not a really parental feeling. That's a really demoniac, asuric bhava. Little boy had no real father. So Lord Nrsimhadev, he decided to appear as Nrsimhadev and give him a fatherly mercy. He protected him from all evil, and in the end he took him on his lap. He actually affectionately licked him. This is usually not done by a father, because the son is not an ice cream, but here in the transcendental world, actually the Lord, who had taken on the form of a mighty lion, did what lions do to their lion cubs. They showed parental affection in this way. There's another way the Lord gives mercy. It is called Abhaya Pradhan. He gives fearlessness to His devotees. Not just parental love, He makes them free from fear. An example of this is Bibisan. He was the brother of the mighty demon Ravana, but the Lord gave him the fearlessness to stand up against his brother, who was known to torture and kill anyone who said something different from him. No? A third way of giving mercy to His devotees is Atati Nivatanam. The Lord takes all worries and distress away. And the example here is Gajendra. Do you remember how Gajendra was attacked by a giant crocodile? And how he was pulled into the deep water where the crocodile would would kill Gajendra. That was the plan. But the Lord appeared and took away all worries and distresses. The next way, the fourth way, is He gives His mercy by audaryat. It is He gives magnanimity. Oh my God, I never can speak this word in English. Magnanimity. Who is an English speaker here? magnanimity, no? Yeah, sounds correct. And compassion. Remember Draupadi, how she was pulled into a public assembly where her opponents were about to disrobe her entirely. And the Lord, he decided, let me give my kripa to Draupadi in a very generous way. So he supplied generously a sari, which was not ending. You know, the people, the opponents tried to disrobe Draupadi, and I heard in the process they filled the whole Kuru assembly hall. This was huge hall with sari material. Everyone was, let us breathe. There's so much sari here. So magnanimous. It means really, really take. Großzügig sagt man. Not miserly. Then there is a fifth way in which the Lord shows His mercy. He gives agra shashanat. He takes the sins away and even the inclination of this to do further sins which might be there in the heart. The example here is Ahalya, who had a slip. She lay with someone who was not her husband, and he was, as a result, she got cursed by her enraged husband to be a stone, not Shalagam Shila, a solid stone, but the Lord touched her with His lotus feet and took all the karmic reactions away. And the last one is Aganita Shreya. That is, he gives, sometimes Krishna chooses to give unlimited prosperity. I know that some of you would love that type of mercy. It might come here on Nityananda's appearance day. So 6 ways in which the Lord gives mercy. He gives unlimited prosperity, or He chooses to take the sins away and the inclinations to sin. He is very magnanimously in bestowing His mercy and compassion, like He did with Draupadi. He takes all worries and distress away. Who's the example? Which Leela? Gajendra, yes. He gives fearlessness, like he did to Bibisan, or he gives his parental affection. Who is the example who received parental affection? Prahlad, correct. So in this way, the Lord can give mercy, and our entire situation can just change like this. Have you ever felt Krishna giving mercy in one of these 6 ways to you? No, yes, middle, oh sorry, I'm not here, I'm thinking of something else. What have you felt, if I may ask? Fearlessness at times. Yeah, Kanai Krishna has joined at a very young age. And I also got this many times, this gift of suddenly no longer being afraid of what I was afraid of, which was working. Someone else experienced some type of mercy of Krishna? That Krishna took away the distresses, and all of a sudden you feel happy and problems are no longer a problem. I think we all have felt that at time. At least this is reported in academic studies of the experiences of spiritual people. They feel, wow, everything is all right the way it is. The distress has been removed. These two, I think you feel something you have felt. I'm sorry I always asked you to think. I know you have a long journey. Jairam says, your face shows. I just came from Poland, Guru Maharaj. Can't you just be a little bit more merciful to me? My dear devotees, I think most of you doubt that Krishna can show you mercy. I think you never think this way, because you feel fallen and you have observed yourself failing again and again, and that is your main problem. You have no faith in miracles any longer. And you are correct if you choose to not believe in Krishna's mercy. It will most probably not come. And the other one, the young Bhakta, who has just joined yesterday, who feels free of distress and miracles are possible, he is also right, because he has chosen to go in that direction. The most important thing of this lecture is you have a choice, and according to your choice, your reality will happen. If you think, no, for me it will be no mercy, you're correct, absolutely correct. If you think, for me and Nityananda's appearance day, I believe mercy will come, you are absolutely correct. Both the one who believes that he is failing is correct, as the one who believes that he will be successful. It starts here. Doesn't start out there. This point is so important that there is a book, Hari Bhakti Kalpa Latika. It is a book by an anonymous author. No one knows who wrote that precious book. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he kept that always in print, this book. And there is a verse I found in the first chapter already, verse 15. It goes like this: O human beings, do not feel ashamed and neglect the service of Sri Krishna, thinking that great personalities like Lord Brahma and Shiva are his servants. So how will you, a simple, insignificant person, become eligible to serve Krishna? Don't think, oh, I'm not like Brahma and Shiva who can serve very nicely. No. Please know, said the Hari Bhakti, and I have no chance. Please know, he is an ocean of mercy and the friend of his devotees. He likes devotees. That means he likes you as well. My dear devotees, we live in a time of great unrest. People are afraid. How will this go on? The economy is, everything is double as expensive, and I don't earn more money. People are worried. Will there be energy enough, to heat to get our civilization going? And we, as a very, very small minority in the ocean of worried people, also sometimes become worried. Oh, ISKCON doesn't look so strong at the moment. There's a lot of bitterness and disappointment going on. And so on. And we become worried. But as this festival hopefully will show you, that you have a choice. You have a choice. And the choice is very, very simple. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about is you should just sit and hear about the glories of Krishna. And then listen, continue to listen. Krishna enters your heart, and wherever Krishna is, the inner darkness will go. It will not go by your strength. It will be removed by Krishna strength. No? I would like to tell you a little story, as I think it is very, very instructive for all of us. There was once a devotee in South India. He lived an ordinary life. He was born in the town of Madurai. Who of you has visited Madurai? Oh, some. There's more people who point their finger than those who believe in the mercy of Krishna. Wow. So one day this devotee, I will not tell you the name, plus I must be very honest, I only know the name under which he became famous, was taking a bath in the Godavari river. And he was a devotee, normal devotee, and Radha and Krishna appeared before him. And they told him, leave South India immediately. Go to Braj and discover the transcendental pastimes of us. Write a book and glorify Vrindavan. The devotee said, I don't even know where that is. I'm from South. We will guide you. And when they said like this, Radha and Krishna, they manifested a transcendental form, or a deity. Deity, well, he was this big, whose name was Ladi Leia. Would you be so kind to repeat it so that it's better in your head? Ladi Leia. No, I say it again. Ladi Leia. Yes, yes. So this deity, he carried this deity. He was really not convinced that he would find Braj, this place where the Lord had performed his pastime. But the deity walked in front of him, and only when other people were there around, he would take the deity form and be with this devotee who carried him. He walked for 2.5 years. That's not 2 weeks. That's not 2 months. 2.5 years. I mean, 12 plus 12, 24, plus 6. What is that? 30. What? Yeah, 30 months. And he arrived at noontime when all the altars were closed at Radhakund. There was, however, one, and he came to the Madan Mohan temple, and as he came to the temple, first the temple door opened, and then the altar door opened. There was no priest. The Lord opened. Who of you has been at that Madan Mohan temple at Radhakund? Maybe you know it has a big wall, and then one gateway or door which can if that is closed, no one could enter. It was closed for security purposes because these were insecure times at that time. So they just opened. Maybe they had oil in, I don't know. And there he received the blessings of Radha Madan Mohan. This devotee roamed through Vrindavan. He liked to walk to villages, to places. And whenever he appeared somewhere that looked special, he sat down and meditated, and the Lord in his heart, or also the deity, what was his name again? Ladileya, yes, correct, you know everything, gave him concrete instructions what happened at that particular place. And he wrote it down and wrote a book called Brajavilas. His name, by now, I think some of you have an idea which his name is. Narayan Bhatta Goswami. Correct. And he would come out of his meditation and he said, here is the place where Krishna, Radha and Krishna performed the Rasa Leela. And then this devotee had become so confident by the mercy of Radha Madan Mohan, and who had appeared to him first at the banks of the Godavari river, that's Radha and Krishna, Radha Madan Mohan. He had a group of actors with him, and these actors would perform the pastime which happened at that place for the pleasure of the devotees. There were many devotees came, and the people of Braj came, and it gave. And seeing these pastimes, they felt so happy as if they had received a new life. Once Narayan Bhatta stayed in Mathura and he overheard how some people said it's the month of Magha. It's when January turns into February, we are in the month of Magha, and we want to take a bath in the Triveni, in Prayag. That's where Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati come together. Narayan Bhatta said, no need to go so far. Triveni is in Braj. Oh, we've never heard. We only have heard that Yamuna flows here, said the people. No, Yamuna, Ganga and Saraswati meet there. Where is this? He said, I bring you. And he brought them to Uchagaon. Some of us have stayed in Uchagaon. And there Narayan Bhatta took himself a spade and a shovel and dug a schacht. I don't know what is an English word for this, like a well, dug down. And everyone could see the three currents of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. But perhaps Narayan Bhatta is most known for discovering the deity of Radharani on one of the 4 hills of Vashanadham. People had told him that there is a light sometimes to be seen in the night. Narayan Bhatta went there and he looked all over the hill. It's a vast hill. It's large. You can maybe walk for, I would say, half an hour to just go over the top of that hill. If you're fast, maybe 20 minutes. But then you must be really fast and not stumble over the monkeys, which also live there. He went there and he discovered under a tree a deity of Radharani. He dug a little, and this deity is presently worshipped in Vashana in the main temple. Lalila. Very beautiful deity, very powerful deity. It says this deity governs Braj. The parliament is in Nandagram, the government in Vashana, and she, Radharani, is Vrindavanishwari, no? The one who governs Vrindavan. So yes, I'm telling you this because he didn't know about this possibility. He just took his bath. He had another plan. But Madan Mohan appeared and empowered him. This can happen to all of us. Maybe it will not happen that Radha Krishna will just become visible before us and give us a deity. Although it can happen like this. Some of you have obtained already their deities in really extraordinary ways. Shilas, for instance, Shalagam Shilas or Govardhan Shilas. And they have stories to tell where you think, well, yeah, the Lord came to you. Those who asked me what is my own position on Giriraj and Giriraj worship, I say I have heard and I believe that Krishna never, or even Giriraj, never wants to leave Vrindavan. Why should he? It's ideal for him there. And to take him out, I just don't feel comfortable with this. But I have also said to some of my disciples who have asked me, not all asked me, but some asked me, if it is clearly visible that this is Krishna's arrangement, I believe in such miracles, that Krishna can make all his arrangements, and he has done for for many devotees. You can hear their stories and become convinced. But it may not always Krishna's intervention in our life, his merciful intervention, may not happen in this way. We may just experience his kripa that all of a sudden we become more enthusiastic and less fearful or less hesitant to give our service to Krishna. He gives his mercy like this. Or you will see on Nityananda's appearance day, we will teach you this mantra, how Lord Nityananda manifests. It's a secret mantra, but not secret, but it's not so known in that case. But it is, yes, everyone is welcome to chant it. You might see that Krishna comes to you in one form. But if you think, no, there's a song. No. You will be like that little child who never brings his arms up so that the parents can teach him how to walk. You may sit on the ground and become unnaturally fat because of not moving forward in spiritual life, and because of not of boycotting your own advancement by choosing the negative path of thinking, or the path which excludes kripa or mercy. Yes, I will end very soon. I just wanted to, so that you that it's not so unclear what I'm trying to say. We started with two paths of spiritual advancement. I must endeavor, I must act, this understanding. Or the second understanding, do you remember? It would be nice if I receive kripa. So both are important. How did Krishna teach us that both are important? By the Damodar Lila, where he pronounced very clearly, only if the effort of the Bhakta and the mercy of God come together, then he can be obtained, so to say. It's a very clear instruction, and you have heard it many, many, many times. I think even in my Kartik inspirations, I must have told it maybe 5 or 6 times this past time. So both are right. However, on a festival day, I request you to open your heart and to reprogram your mind if it's necessary. Maybe it's not necessary in all cases, but I see about 95% of you where it's necessary, but can see it by the expression in the face. That open yourself, please, for this possibility, the possibility that Krishna intervenes, and that by his strength and by his mercy, everything and more, everything you need to know and more becomes possible for you. Hare Krishna. A little while ago, Rukmini Chandrika, as an artist in our midst, made a book of illustrations. It describes the discussion between a disappointed disciple who comes with a heavy heart to his guru and says, "Who can say I've never tried? All those mantras I chanted, all those vows that kept me awake for so many lonely nights." Lonely, you can see he was alone, or he was not married. You can see it in 2 ways, no? All those pilgrimages, all those sacrifices, all those holy baths in ice-cold water. No? You can either see this as taking a cold shower or in going to Gangotri. It's open for thought. And what was the result? Nishta. Nishta means nothing. And the Guru responds. He says, "It seems you have done your best to go and come before the divine couple. But have you ever tried to act in such a way that they can come to you? Have you built a road for them to come?" And then the poem continues. It's called The Road of Tears. You might find it in the internet. And what it comes down to is that when Krishna sees that his devotees really want to obtain his mercy, he comes to them. No? But if you don't believe that Krishna can give his mercy, then you cannot want it. No? So therefore, I wanted to address this today. Build this road of tears over which Krishna can come. You have to want it like a child who cries out for the mother as soon as you can. It's a old poem. I want to rewrite it since 3 or 2 years. It's in my notebook as things to do. I want to make it brief. It's a little bit too long for my taste. But this is the idea of it. I would like to now engage you in an active exercise. I know some of you are shy. I know some of you only talk with people they know. But try to go over this. Please turn to your neighbor, and please everyone do it. And I will give you an exercise. Nothing difficult. It's very easy for you. But everyone needs to first find a neighbor. Hare Krishna, the Matajis start immediately. The men are asking, where are you coming from? Hi, my name is Krishna Das or anything. So the father of Bharata Shrestha has not yet found a neighbor. What do we do now? You go by 3. Oh, yes, that's also possible. So, my dear devotees, the question needs to be discussed now by you. How can I make the most out of my festival of Nityananda's appearance day? What can I do to make the most out of your festival? I'm thinking of things like, well, I could pace myself. I could see that I am always awake during the programs so that I can totally absorb the content of the program. Or I could serve during this time in the kitchen so that the devotees have nice prasadam. Or I serve in the kirtan group. I play kartals or sing, things which, but don't just hear, you need to do what you say. Otherwise, it's like a shirt which stays too long inside, It will not be good if you say something which you don't do. This is London style, but then we cannot do here. That's not it is harmful for us if we do this. So we have a few devotees from London, but they are not doing this. They are now Germanized, or Nityanandized. No? So think realistically what it is. How can you make the most out of this festival? And it needs maybe some discussion, because at the moment you just feel, I'm happy, I made it, I came, no accident, can't believe it, and so on. But yes, please start now and give everyone a chance. Unfortunately, you have to think very fast, because we have only 5 minutes for this. Krishna. Please start now. Du kannst dich erinnern von deine Frage besetzen, dass du richtig am Kirtan, ich habe heute Kirtan gemacht und da waren kaum Kartus da. Und die da waren, war ein bisschen sich nicht sicher, ob sie das richtig machen. Ja? Aber erst noch musst du mir die Frage beantworten. Was kannst du tun, um das meiste aus dem Festival zu machen für dich? Gute Frage, ne? Keine Ahnung.
Vielleicht Krishna zu dienen.
Ja, ich denke, konkret im Kirtan teilzunehmen. Zum Beispiel. Dass du wirklich sagst, ich gehöre jetzt zur Kirtan-Crew, ich muss da sein und beim Lord Krishna sich hinsetzen und Jai Gopal. Ja. Hare Krishna. Ja? Du bist als rausgekommen? You have 2 more minutes. Please give everyone a chance to strain their brain. Which tonality? Not too high, no? What? Hare Krishna. We were hearing actually about becoming receivers and the question, what can I do how can I make most of the festival, is very much related to this point. When we asked such a question, yes, we prepare ourselves for the ideal situation where we can become receivers. Because, when a pot is opened, when the monsoon comes, it gets a lot of water, but when the pot is, the other way around, where the bottom is up, then the water goes left and right, and so on. So to open ourselves for the mercy of Lord Nityananda and Radharani is most important in life. Yes, so if you have found something that you found inspiring during this time, I request you to keep that in mind. And at times when the festival, as you go day by day through the festival, you might remember this, and yes, by all means, take that thought out of the chest and act upon it, so that you have the best benefit. This is how you can make most of the festival, and I think the subject matter of this class was entering the festival in the right mood, right spirit, actually, I find here. So let us now please turn to the altar. I don't know, we have become more of us here, but in comparison to Radhadesh, this is very, there's a lot of space, so you might, Nadia, I don't know, can you see something from there? Maybe you have to fly and then land in the middle of the crowd, I don't know, or maybe it's not possible. No problem, we can sing from wherever we are. Everyone please. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda.